afternoon, good evening, people of the tube. Hope you're well today. Hope you're feeling grand. The lovely people at Orange have sent me the Orange Bax Bangeetar guitar pre-EQ Orange custom shop pedal to review and to show you lovely people out there and tell you my impressions on this machine that it is. It's going to be a fairly long video. What I intend to do is go through all kind of features with it and going to get quite a lot of different sounds. I'm also going to go through the presets that Orange give to the different sounds, like heavy metal to rock to blues to whatever. So I'm going to go through those presets. I'm going to show you a setting I really like and a couple of other little sounds that I like. But first, let's give you a bit of a walk around of the pedal. So let's do that now. Okay, so the Orange Bax Bangeetar, I think I'm saying that right, I do not know. Either way, that's how I'm going to say it today. This is, a guitar pre-EQ. This isn't, Mr. Aid of Orange says this isn't a distortion pedal like, a usual distortion pedal, and I kind of agree with him in that way. It's kind of a little bit different. Anyway, let me show you some of the features. So there's your bypass on and off. That's a boost, which adds extra volume to your sound, which is really, really cool. And that for playing pub to small kind of club gigs is very important. I always find it. You need to kind of have that extra volume boost so your solos stick out. Moving up, we've got gain control, bottom control. Obviously that's the low end. Top control, moving up to the top load. You got mid. You got the Q dial, which obviously you can kind of tell changes the shape of the thing, because this is the parametric EQ side of the whole pedal, and there's the frequency, which I'll show you in a sec, which does some weird things. It's great fun. And then you've got your overall volume. And what I've got to say about these knobs is really, really cool is they're notched. So I doubt very much you'll be able to hear them, but they're kind of notched. So when you turn it, it's not like a normal dial, like these, where it turns really like that, just really smoothly. These ones actually kind of notch, and hopefully you can kind of see they kind of notch into places. So that's really cool. I really like that. That's a really cool thing. So there that's your EQ setting. That's what you've got. You got a buffered out, so it's you can use any kind of length of lead on that. That's okay. The inputs there. You got a cab sim, which is really, really cool. I won't be going into that today, but I might do another video on it maybe another day. That's for direct recording out or going straight into a PA desk. So that's your EQ, that's your also your kind of thingies. The setting I like so far is gain on full, bottom on, it's about 9 o'clock, top is off, mid is all the way up because I'm a mid-range freak. The parametric EQ I've got off totally. I'm not using that at all, and the volume is down just below 9 o'clock. This pedal is loud. I've got to say, this pedal is very loud. I mean, that setting there is loud, so you've got so much volume on tap, so to say. So, let me show you my setting, and I'll talk a bit more about kind of some of the pros and cons of it. So, okay, so pros and cons of this pedal. Pro 1 is this thing sounds immense, which I'm going to show you now. Engaging the pedal. It sounds awesome. It's got a real Orange distortion sound in a box. It's so cool. It sounds like this CL120. It sounds like a Rockaverb. It sounds like all the Orange pedals I've ever tried. Orange amps, sorry, I've tried. And it's in a pedal, which is really cool. Another thing is it looks really cool. It really does look cool. Pros and cons wise, this is kind of up to debate, really. I suppose this is kind of up to personal preference. Is the size of the thing, because it is big, it is massive, and it is going to take up a lot of real estate on your pedal board if you do have it on a pedal board. To me, this is the pedal. What I would do is, because when I play live, it's it's pretty much 90% of the time I am playing distortion. This is a pedal that I would have basically on my amp on all the time, and just like use my volume control to kind of get different kind of levels of cleanality, if you will. That's a new word for you. So that's kind of what I would do with this pedal. I wouldn't have it on a pedal board. I'd just find it be taking up a bit too much space for my liking, really. And I suppose in this day and age too, where people are kind of like coming up with kind of really tiny pedals, there's a couple of companies who come up with pedals like that big. This one kind of stands out as being a bit different to that. So again, that's up to debate. That's up to personal preference, really, on if you think the size is an issue or not. Personally, I don't see the size as an issue, but I wouldn't have it on my pedal board. As I said, I would use this at the back of the stage on my amp on all the time as my kind of like core distortion sound, and then I'd have a wah-wah pedal and maybe my all-time favourite pedal, the Electro Harmonix Double Muff, with it, so it would clean up on the volume even more so than it does, because the clean-up sound is pretty good, actually, I've got to say. It's really cool. Yeah, it does clean up really nicely. It's kind of like a really fat and warm clean. But I would add an extra pedal just to kind of like brighten up a little bit more. But other than that, it's awesome. Another pro is this thing is made so well. If you take it apart and you look in the back, you're just like, oh my god! How do you make something that good? It's made so well. It will last as long as you look after it. It really will. If you're going to throw it off a high-rise building, it's not going to last. But if you look after it and cherish it, like the pedal, you should with this pedal, it'll last you a long, long time. The quality control is just amazing. It really is. So, another con is this bar, which drives me insane, and it's my number one negative of this pedal. That bar over there. If I had this pedal and I was using it on a pedal board, that'd be off. I would have to get rid of it, because if you're in a rush to turn it on, or you're trying to use the boost function and you've got fairly biggish feet, I don't have massive feet. I mean, I've got fairly kind of medium-sized feet, small feet actually. But I still found it hard as a kind of rush test. I did like a little, can I get to it quick and turn it off and kind of turn the boost on kind of quickly. I kept hitting the bar, and I couldn't get to the switch. It was just in the way, and I kept smacking into that metal bar. And I know it's there to kind of protect those things, but what I'll do is I'll just take it off and I'll just tape over the settings, so I didn't kick it. But that really does get in the way, and that is really awkward, I find. So, just bear that in mind if you're a very active guitar player, running around and you've got to get to this and you've got to hit it dead on. Just be aware that this might be a bit of an issue. In all fairness, if that's the only issue on this pedal, it's not bad, is it? Because let's face it, everything's going to have pros and cons. Anyway, another kind of thing that I don't particularly like, but I'd say if I was using this pedal, it'd be on all the time, is I've had to sacrifice my clean tone to get the sound I want out of it. So, in this point in time with CL120, I'm on the clean channel, volume is set to 10, bass is on 4, I've got no treble, so this is kind of a bypass signal. So it's fairly, it's usable, but it's fairly dull. And I normally like it a little bit brighter than that on the clean sound, but as I say, either way, it doesn't really matter to me, because I say, if I was using this pedal, it'd be at the back on top of the amp, using it for its amazing distortion sound. So, that's kind of like my kind of little 2 cents on the pedal, so to say. So now I'm going to get into sound examples and show you what it sounds like with different rare guitars. I'm going to show you with P90s, single coils and humbuckers. So yeah, and I'm also going to go through the suggested settings from Orange, that we've got blues lead, classic rock, vintage thrash, soaring lead and modern metal, so I'll be going through them as well. So I'm going to show you my sound with different guitars, and I'm going to go through all these ones kind of using what guitar I reckon would suit that sound. So let's do that now. Wait! I forgot to mention one thing. I forgot to show you the boost function. I could show it in the next bit, but I want to do it separately because it's kind of important. because there's quite a lot of pedals out there with a boost, and it just adds more gain. This one actually adds volume, and like I said earlier on, it's very important, I think. So, engaging the distortion. So you got this. So if I now just like, you know, just chug on the A string and engage the boost, you can hear the, hopefully you'll be able to hear the volume go up. It's a very substantial volume boost. It's a really good volume boost. I say it just adds that extra bit of oomph just to make you, I say, if you're going for a solo and you want, or a part to stand out, it just adds an extra bit of oomph and kind of boost, just so it kind of like, you know, goes hello like that. So that is really cool. I love that function. That is great. So let's move on to, as I say, my sound and the sound I've got out of it, and some others. So my sound out of this pedal sounds like this. Well, the sound in my head anyway. It's just a big fat warm distortion sound. So neck pickup sounds really round and smooth. I'm saying palm mute's really nice as well. So that's kind of like my core sound. There's a couple of like, kind of key things I look for when I dial in distortion sound. I say the neck pickup has to be really kind of smooth, and the bridge pickup has to kind of be able to palm mute. So you can do like the Neil Young rocking the free world. So you get a big fat kind of sound. One thing I will quickly show you is the parametric EQ quickly before I switch to P90s and then humbuckers on this same sound. So the Q setting to my ear just adds a lot more kind of low end. So this is kind of it without. If I put that up to halfway, I really like the notching, the notched dials. That makes it really easy to dial it in. So this is halfway. So it is getting fatter. I hope it'll translate. I mean, there's a lot more kind of low end there, and so if I crank it up all the way and the palm mute, it's just going to rattle. It's going to destroy my house. So that kind of adds, yeah, it's kind of like, to my ear anyway, it seems to add a lot more low end. I say I'll have it off because I feel that it's a bit too bassy with it, kind of like anywhere else. I like that sound more. I feel like that kind of like sit better in a mix kind of thing. Frequency dial does some amazing things if you turn it really fast and just kind of drone a string. That's really cool. I say what it does basically, you know, it does what it says on tin. It sweeps through different frequencies. So if I kind of set it about, I think it's about there, it starts to give you kind of like this kind of almost kind of half-cocked wah kind of sound. Noise it makes, like wee sound. So yeah, it's really cool. So there's a lot, you know, for you, just for the people who kind of want to know as well. This is the top dial, so this is halfway on the top, so it adds kind of brightness. I mean, I never use treble or anything, so. So that's that all the way up. It's got lots. It's an extremely versatile pedal. The EQ on it is incredibly versatile. I mean, I really do kind of feel you could probably get like you know, any kind of thing you want out of this thing. It really is very, 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 very versatile. So anyway, that's enough single coil action for the moment. I'm going to switch now to my vintage gold top with P90s. So, and I'll let you hear the exact same sound with P90s, and now I'm going to switch to my Les Paul. So, soon as that. Okie so for the P90 setting, I have backed off the gain because it was way too much gain. Because obviously, you know, I've got a bit more output with this guitar. So the gain at this point in time is at 2 o'clock. Well, maybe between 1 and 2. So this is the sound I've got. This is the bridge. Up a bit more, down to about, maybe not about there, maybe about 12 o'clock. That's a really cool sound, really cool sound. Hey, let's go to humbuckers now, see what that sounds like. So, humbucker time, Echo and Les Paul. This is the bridge humbucker. It's just your classic rock sound. And just so you know, I've got the gain up on 3 o'clock now, so I've got it back up. I say I can clean up as well if I put the gain deck down to about maybe about 12 o'clock. Gives you a real classic kind of breakup, so with this kind of sound that it's on half. So that's kind of they're the sounds that I really like. And I say, you know, it's mainly just leaving the EQ and just changing the gain structure. Really, there's so much gain. I mean, I'll tell you what. While I've got humbuckers, well, while I've got this guitar on, I'll show you the gain kind of structure you got. So this is kind of like, you know, at 9 o'clock. I'll turn the volume up. So you get kind of a little bit of a break-up kind of sound. I say I'm altering the volume obviously as I'm doing this. I say about 10 o'clock now. Bit more break-up. Halfway is where I just had it. 3/4 where I had it beginning. And then all the way up, it's just so much distortion. So you got a lot of gain on tap, you really have. I mean, I say for my usual sound with a Strat with some calls, I normally have a gain 4. If I was using humbuckers or P90s, I would back it off a bit more. Maybe with the P90s, because they're a bit darker, I would probably add a bit more of a top in, maybe, I'm not sure. So, again, personal preference and all that. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to, the next couple of little snippets you're going to see are basically just the suggested settings that Orange suggests. So, let's do that! Hey! I've gone mental. Okie dokie, so the first suggested setting is blues lead, and I say I'm using the Strat for this because I think it sounds really nice. Kind of, it's kind of just looks a little bit broken up. Really cool sound. That's a really good sound, that is. So, okay, so next one is classic rock. So we're going to go humbuckers on the next one. So let's do that now. And ignore that bit. Okay, moving along. Okay, so this one is called Vintage Thrash. So let's see what this sounds like. Yeah, it sounds about right to me. Sounds, I don't know, it's just fun. Especially with 16-note things. Also, it's dead nasty, it's great. It's all good. Oh, just to reiterate, this is all going through the clean channel of the CR120, I say. Volume is on 10, bass is on 4, treble is off, so. Let's move on to the soaring lead sound. Soaring. The suggested setting for soaring lead. So. Yeah, that's definitely a soaring lead tone. That will cut through the mix like a knife through butter. Check that. That was cool, wasn't it? Anyway, moving on to the last one, which is modern metal. So, let's see what that one sounds like. Okay, and this is the last sound, modern metal. I'm not really a modern player, but hopefully that gets across. So, that's all the presets. What I'm going to do now, turn it off, is I'm going to run it through a couple of different amps, because obviously I'm running through the CR120. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to run it through the Marshall combo behind me, the 5210. I'm also going to run it through a Fender as well. So you kind of get to hear it kind of obviously with an amp other than the Orange. So, let's see what that sounds like. Okay, so I've got the Bax Bangeetar by Orange plugged into my Marshall 5210. Oddly enough, I have the same EQ that I do on the Orange CR120. Well, kind of pretty much anyway. I've got the volume on 8, I've got the treble off, and I've got the bass on 4, so it's pretty much exactly the same. So I'll give you a bypass signal first, actually. So this is just the amp on its own. So now engaging the Bax, if I can, without losing my guitar. Cool, very cool. the sound translated really nicely. I mean, I'll say, hopefully it'll come across. It doesn't sound, obviously it sounds a bit smaller because we've got single speaker instead of the four I'm using, but it sounds really cool. Sounds really cool. That was hassle-free, that was, to change over amps. Okay, so let's move to a Fender and see what it does with the Fender. Okay, so plagued. We are plagued into my Fender Frontman 212R. I'm into the clean channel. Just to let you know, treble is on nothing, so that's all the way off. Mid is all the way up on 10. As I said, I'm a mid freak. Bass is on 5. The Bax pedal is set to, everything was set to the setting I had right at the beginning of the video, so my chosen kind of sound. Just to tell you again, that's gain all the way up. Bottom is on a quarter, so it's like 9 o'clock. Top is on 0. Mid is all the way up. Q dial is all the way down. Frequency dial is all the way down. And volume is just below a quarter. So it's just below 9 o'clock. And it sounds like this. I mean, I expected it to be a bit brighter, obviously going for a Fender, so, but it still sounds really, really fat and big. So, really, really cool. It translated to different amps really nicely indeed. I say, you know, it went into the Marshall really nicely, and it went into the Fender really nicely. So, yeah, so let's give you a bit of a roundup, and that'll be the end of this review. So, let's move back, or forward. Let's go forward. Backwards is no good. Let's go for it. I'm talking nonsense. Anyway, let's move along with the video. Okie dokie, so the Bax Bangeetar Guitar Pre-EQ from Orange Custom Shop. I hope you enjoyed this video. I mean, I know it's been a long one, but I hope I wanted to demo like everything I could on this pedal, like really make it as in-depth as possible. Because I say, being a fairly new pedal, it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of important to kind of know the ins and outs of it all. So, what I can say from my opinion is, this is a really awesome distortion pedal. It's amazing pedal. It sounds really good. It's really, the sounds, every sound you kind of get is very kind of practical. It's a really, really cool kind of thing. I'll say a couple of niggles that I do have with it. I say that bar over the top, and say just the size of it. I mean, it is as big as my face. So, you know, it is a big pedal. So, I mean, that's kind of like niggles, but, like I said though, if I was to use this, I wouldn't actually kind of like have it on a pedal board. It'd be on kind of the top of the amp, Rory Gallagher style. Just kind of like give me like, you know, the distortion, and it'd be on all the time, and I'll just use the volume control on the guitar to clean up. Pedal board wise, yeah, I say it will take up a lot of space, and you know, either way you kind of put it, it's kind of awkward. And I say, the cool thing about having the inputs on the side is you could put pedals in front and behind it, but you can't put it sideways. It's a bit awkward, but it is a cool pedal. I say if you get down, you know, to your local guitar store, which I don't have one at all. Closest guitar store to me is like something like 50 miles away or something like that. We did have a few, but they've all closed down now. But if you get down and seriously give one of these a go, because you never know. And I say I ordered the white one. I think the white one looked really, really cool. And they also get the black one with the orange dials. But I say it's up to you really. It's like to go out and experiment with it, because it is a cool pedal. There's a lot of fun to be had with it. And I say, especially with parametric EQ, you can get kind of sounds that the guitar doesn't normally get, which is really quite cool. So, the Bax Bangeetar Guitar Pre-EQ from Orange. Thank you very much to Orange for sending me this. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate you all for watching. They're coming to arrest me. I swear I didn't do anything wrong. The man was dead when I found him. I've said too much. I need to go. Anyway, cool pedal. Go and try one out. See if you like it. And I will see you again on the next video. Goodbye now. The power.